Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Want to take some time today to talk about five-star wide receiver Mike Matthews. If you're not familiar with who he is, got his profile up there on the screen. Tennessee very much in this one. Now, if you go back to the beginning of the year, really everybody thought Georgia was the team to beat. He is a Georgia prospect, 6 foot, 180 pounds, number 2 ranked player actually out of the state of Georgia. A lot of people thought the Bulldogs were the team to beat, but then around April, Chad Simmons kind of started to talk about it, said that Georgia had faded a little bit, and it was really about Tennessee and Clemson. And then where it really gets interesting is when he put out his schedule for official visits, Clemson did not have a date. He had Alabama in the mix. Now, that has since been changed back. Clemson back on the list. Seems like it's a Tennessee-Clemson battle. Now, Steve Wiltfong, the director of recruiting over at 247 Sports, had some very interesting comments about Mike Matthews and the Volunteers. We will get into those in just a second. You can see there on the screen, 5-star wide receiver prospect on 3 industry rankings, have him as the 3rd rated wide receiver in the country, top 10 player nationally. Now, we go take a look at the scouting report here for Mike Matthews, 2-way playmaker with elite ball skills who has blossomed into one of the top wide receiver prospects in the 2024 cycle. Measured at 6 foot, 185 pounds with a 6 foot 6 wingspan prior to his junior season, lines up at both receiver and safety for Parkview High, pairs that length with advanced coordination and hands to result in a considerable catch radius. Catches the ball away from his body and has shown the ability to win in contested situations on Friday nights and in 7-on-7 settings. A bouncy athlete who doubles as a standout basketball player in high school and on the AAU circuit, still developing as a route runner, but is showing progress as a junior. One of the top overall prospects from the state of Georgia, regardless of the class. That's the scouting report on the 5-star wide receiver Mike Matthews. Does Tennessee have a shot? Again, we're going to take a listen to what Steve Wiltfong over at 247 Sports had to say. But as always, you guys know what to do. Smash that thumbs up. Smash that little like button just below the video. It is quick, free, and easy, and it does help the channel. I would appreciate it. Also, if you are new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. This channel is for the fans, by the fans. We are building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. We are taking over YouTube. We are changing the way you cover Tennessee athletics, and that is because of you guys. We appreciate the support. If you like what we do, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got some fun live streams coming your way next Thursday night. Got a special guest going to come on, talk a little Tennessee football with me, myself and Coach Jay, putting together a live film breakdown for the first Wednesday in June. So again, make sure you're subscribed and dialed in so you don't miss out any of the fun. But let's jump into it. Let's take a listen to what Steve Wiltfong had to say when talking about the 5-star wide receiver Mike Matthews.
Let's start with that headline. Mike Matthews seems to have narrowed down his over 30 offers to just a final couple. So how are you feeling about where those 4 schools sit as the 5-star gets ready for, looks like a busy month of June?
Well, he's frequented several of those campuses. He's been to Clemson several times, been over to nearby Georgia a handful of times as well. And then I feel like he's been to every major recruiting weekend at Tennessee since his process has taken off. And I think that through the course of his recruitment early on, you would have said Clemson was in great position for sure. Alabama was a school he was high on. There was Michigan and Notre Dame. But I think that Tennessee and USC are kind of 2 programs that have really taken off with him since last summer. He got a chance to go out to USC for the first time, going back for his official visit. Loved his time with Lincoln Riley. Loves that offense. Loves what receivers have done under Coach Riley. They're excited to get back out there. But Tennessee.
One thing you got to look at as Steve Wiltfong rattles off the teams that Tennessee is competing for on Mike Matthews, and that's something that we talked about with Austin Price a couple of months ago when he was on the show. We talked about some of these top prospects like Sammy Brown, like Jaden Riddell, Mike Matthews, Ryan Wingo, Jarrett Gibson, some of the elite players in the class of 24, the top-ranked players at every position. How do you recruit? How do you manage when you're competing with the Ohio States, the Clemsons, the Alabamas, the Georgias? You're not going to win them all, but can you go get a few of those, a handful of those, a couple of those top-ranked prospects? We look at the wide receiver position. You know, we keep talking about Ryan Wingo and Mike Matthews. Can you land one of those? Pair them with J.J. Harrell. Keep him committed. Keep him firm. I know we're concerned with the tweet and my recruitment's still open and the crystal ball for a flip to Ole Miss and all that stuff. If you can land Mike Matthews or Ryan Wingo, one of the two, keep J.J. Harrell in the boat, and then go get Amari Jefferson, a kid that we really don't talk enough about. 4-star wide receiver, in-state kid, Chattanooga kid, already committed to play baseball for Tony Vitello. You don't have to sign them all. You just got to get a handful of those guys, and you can put together a top 5 class. Let's hear more from Steve Wiltfong as he continues to talk about Tennessee and where they are at with Mike Matthews.
The trajectory of the program under Coach Heupel and company, the way that he's clicked with Coach Pope and that coaching staff, being there for the win over Alabama, getting back for a big recruiting weekend in the winter/spring, and then coming back again for his official visit. I think that Tennessee's a program to keep an eye on with Mike Matthews as they start to build on this class that's ranked in the top 10 nationally. Offensive skill is really taking a priority here heading into the summer. They're trending for maybe the fastest running back in the country, Peyton Lewis. Brian Doan and I forecasted the balls for him, and we'll see if they trend for Mike Matthews coming out of these official visits. I could see this one still going a few different ways.
I know a lot of people out there still concerned about recruiting on the offensive line, just as we were once concerned about recruiting the running back position. And now Tennessee's got a running back full of young talent. You just heard Steve Wiltfong confirm again, Peyton Lewis, the fastest running back in the country in the class of 24. You want to argue about speed, we can argue about speed, but he is elite track speed. Now, how does that translate to the football field? I think Peyton Lewis is going to be a big-time pickup for Tennessee. But you look at the weapons that they are starting to put in place, the kids that are already committed. Nathan Laycock, young freshman wide receiver, is going to make a ton of noise in the SEC. Cam Selden, we saw him flash in the orange and white game. Of course, you got Nico slinging the rock, and that's why, even with Mike Matthews being a Georgia kid, a lot of people out there are still going to be buzzing about Georgia. Oh, he's going to come to Georgia. And everybody's talking about Dylan Raiola, the number 1 quarterback in the class of 24, just recently committed to Georgia. And I get it. If I was a Georgia fan, I'd be bragging and chirping and talking about it too. But guess what? We got the number 1 quarterback in the class of 23. He's going to have a full year under his belt, sitting under the learning tree, learning this offense, developing, growing, becoming better, understanding how to play football in the SEC. So you can go sit with Dylan Raiola, who's going to be sitting on the bench for a couple of years at Georgia, or you can commit to Tennessee, have an opportunity to get on the field early and have one of the best quarterbacks in the country slinging you the rock in 2024. So where does Tennessee stand with Mike Matthews? You heard Steve Wiltfong thinks Tennessee in a very good spot there. He's going to be visiting Clemson the first weekend of June, follows that up with a visit to Georgia. Then he will go out to USC on June the 17th, wrapping things up with Tennessee on June the 23rd. So again, they get that last visit. How crucial is that? How important is that to get the last visit, the last chance to make an impact on Mike Matthews, 5-star wide receiver? I think we are going to continue to see this class of 24 build. It's looking like it's going to become something special, piece by piece coming together. You got the quarterback. The quarterback alone is worth talking about. Jake Merklinger, 4-star, highly rated 4-star prospect. Doesn't care that Nico's already committed. He's coming here to play football. He's coming here to compete. I'm excited about Jake Merklinger. And then you look at the weapons, the tight end, Jonathan Eccles, 4-star prospect. 1 point, he was a 5-star. J.J. Harrell. Tennessee's got some weapons. They are still in pursuit. Jaden Riddell, I think they still have a shot. Made a video on him yesterday, the number 1 tight end in the country. That running back room is starting to come together. Braylon Russell, 50-50, Tennessee, Arkansas. I saw that Daniel Hill, Tennessee got a visit from him, or working on getting a visit from him. Another highly ranked running back prospect, Peyton Lewis, all but done, trending to Tennessee, fastest running back in the country. How good can this offense be as Josh Heupel continues to put those pieces together, continues to recruit his guys? He won 11 games. 11 games. What happens when he has elite prospects all over the field? Guys, hit the comment sections. What are your thoughts on Mike Matthews? Do you think Tennessee has a shot? Are they in it? What do you think about the overall recruiting for the class of 24? I know some of you guys are going to say you're worried about that offensive line position. I get it. I understand it. There's a lot of targets. Just don't spend as much time talking about them. You guys don't tune in to watch videos about 3-star offensive tackles. You tune in to talk about the big dogs like Mike Matthews, Ryan Wingo, Jaden Riddell. But hit the comment section. Let's talk a little recruiting. As always, make sure you smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the official merchandise at bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. We appreciate you guys. Thank you to the members of the channel. You want to become a part of the team, hit that join button down below. You can donate as little as $1 a month to keep the lights paid around here. You want to get access to custom Talkin' Balls emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits, but you're also supporting what we are trying to build. We would greatly appreciate it. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin' Balls Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.